Good evening, all of you. This is a time where the whole world is going through a critical phase. And as all of us know, it is one of the most toughest challenges which we are facing. And with the restrictions which are there all over the world, it is also a challenge for us to, really how to keep ourselves motivated. This is a time when neither we are reachable to our relatives and friends, or neither they are reachable to us, so that we can try to spend quality time indoors. So we just thought of having innovative ways of reaching out to people who matter, who are close to our heart, and try to find out how they are managing and how they are going through this crisis period. So today I just thought of connecting with one of my childhood friends who is away in the US. And as all of us know, US is also going through a very tough time these days. In fact, more tougher than what we in India are facing. So I just thought of trying to share with you his perspective and connect with him personally to find out how he is and how the country is doing. So let us welcome my very close friend, my childhood friend, Mr. Srinivas, who is far, far away in New Jersey in the US, but still very close to our heart here. Hi, Srini.
Hey Sriram, such a pleasure to meet you, man.
Same here, same here.
Yeah, thanks to you and our friend in the background, Krishnan. Thanks to technology, right? And then we are able to at least meet this way.
I
And
know.
it's such a pleasure to at least talk about what is going on and share a few things that come to mind. I guess people seeing this would will also get inspired and try to do the same with their friends, or at least they have something to take away or do something with what can be done at this, as you said, this tough moment.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's an interesting observation that with all the the so-called modern, all the affluence that this country has, it's sadly the number one country in
Hmm.
terms of number of cases and deaths.
Hmm.
Although, yeah, arguably the percentage is still down. The only the couple of things here, the numbers coming out do not probably reflect what is the true picture. Just
Hmm.
because it's surprisingly we are behind on testing,
Hmm. Hmm.
because
Hmm.
not many cases have we are not able to test as much as we should have been doing.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
but at least the silver lining is the number of percentage is flattening the curve, how they call it. I mean, this term I know has been beaten to the death, but it's a
Hmm.
very apt term in today's context. So
Hmm.
the curve has been flattened, which means the number of cases that are being reported, number of hospitalizations have definitely come down. So it has
Hmm.
kind of started to plateau. That's the
Hmm.
silver lining, and especially in even the worst hit state, which is our neighboring state. I'm in New Jersey, which is the second hit state.
Right.
So New York is the number one state, sadly, and then that there it's the silver lining, as I said, is the number of cases have yeah, is kind of it's flattening now, and
Right.
still it's not out of the woods. Only
Hmm.
disturbing feature is that a lot of the states have now started organizing protests, understandably, because they're seeing a huge economic impact not seen since the last maybe like 2008 was the last one where we had such a big downturn. The
Hmm.
job losses and the economic downturn has been huge.
Hmm.
So there's a
Hmm.
lot of protests there to open it up, and the people are getting sick of it, and
Hmm.
they are actually misdirected anger against experts who are telling to maintain social distancing, continuing it, because the only fact being that although it's flattened, we do not have a way of knowing unless we get extensive testing going out. We'll not know the extent of the spread and how,
Hmm.
which are the areas which are, see, if you have extended not to get too much into the dynamics of it, but then just as a brief overview, if we get a
Hmm.
lot of testing going, then we can at least see where the cases are widespread and probably enforce stricter rules there, as opposed to the whole country being locked down like this. For example, if they say let's half of the states, it's not as bad. It's only a few hot spots, which means that at least the rest of the economy, can be opened up, and things, the commercial activities, all those things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, this being a democracy, everybody is free to do what they want. I mean, it's their right to protest and come out. Only thing is, the governors are feeling sad. I mean, of course, it's their right to protest, but then we keep continuing to do this, come out, and if the cases go up, then we have to go back to square one. So that's the sad thing. One other human perspective, which I actually, as I was talking to my relative in Ohio, this is a very interesting thing, Sriram. So, I mean, even that, I mean, there's a silver lining about how strong a human, inner strength can be. This is a plumber who had come because there was some plumbing work required in his house. He had come earlier, he had repaired something, and he had gone. But looks like, unfortunately, one of the bolt that was kind of loose, and he needed special equipment to tighten it. So he called him to come on. He also came. He came in a very old car, little broken spectacles, and kind of not very financially this thing. You can say that he was not. He was in his mid-60s basically. So the guy came, tightened the thing. It took a few minutes. And then he started to go out. So my friend thought, okay, he just gave him $20. Why don't you take this? And he said, no, I didn't do any work. I don't want it. So my friend was kind of surprised that he refused that money. And he said, I just told him, I'm, what you guys are the most impacted because you have to go out and probably people are not calling. And I'm still having a job, and that's why I want to help. And he said, what he said? He said, that's fine. Maybe give it to someone who needs it more. He said that he took his car and he went, and he was very surprised.
I think.
Yeah.
I think probably what surprises me more, Srini, is like New Jersey and New York. Of course, what I have heard of them being twin cities. I mean, how is it that these two cities have been affected the most? I think, as far as my knowledge goes, probably the third state which is affected is California.
Yes, that's a very, very interesting question. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Shreya.
And yes, I mean, US being such a vast country, like how is it that only this portion got affected and the rest of the US, I'm happy that God has protected the rest of the US. But how is it that only this portion has got affected? And particularly, how are you managing in your locality in New Jersey?
Good question, Shriram, especially about the spread. You know what? A couple of things here. New York City New York State is one of the densest. In terms of population density, is one of the most dense. Number one. And New York is historically been the place where a lot of the foreign travelers come, especially just at the outbreak of spring, right? It is supposed to be kind of a little more pleasant, and a year round. Always year round, there is New York has a lot of foreign visitors, but especially at this time. A couple of things happened. You know what? One was that if the thing had been shut down in February, we may not have seen as much. There was a little bit of laxity in that. Understandably, there are two things. You can go and blame Trump for what he did, or just trying to downplay it, saying, "Hey, this is a Chinese virus. Nothing. We are all hunky dory." See, you have to look at it from one perspective. He's a businessman, right? And you know that. Especially in a country like this where there is a lot of dependency, especially something called as unemployment benefits. So if you lose your job or something happens, you really go to the government to ask your bailout. Ask your at least 60% of your salary or whatever it is. That's supposed to be your benefits as a citizen, right? So you start doing that right from February. What happens to the economy? I know that fear was a lot, especially in a country like this. There's a lot of fear about the economy going bad. Of course, and this is being the election year. The current government has been waiting to say that in our tenure the economy has been doing very well, and that was one of the economy was one of the huge banking factors for the current government to come back to power, right? That being one of those. So that is economic and political aspect of things. Having said that, I said New York is one of the densest in terms of population density and the number of foreign travelers. And New York City is
Right.
one of the all the states, from all the three states, the tri-state area, like you said, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. There are people
Right.
actually go to work in New York.
Right.
So, given that density, that was what the highest thing was. Surprisingly, even though California is not as dense, it is also a hugely populated and it's a very big state. But
Mm.
what was very nice was, I think, the mayor. Actually, it was the individual persons who actually took the initiative. When actually Seattle, which is a neighboring city, got impacted,
Mm.
immediately the the San Francisco mayor ordered a shutdown, and then the governor took cue. The governor of California, he took the hint from them, and he completely introduced a lot of social very early on compared to the rest of the country. So that is
Mm.
why you see, even though it is big, it is in a far better shape than New York.
That's good to hear. I mean, like what we hear here is whenever we see the TV screens and we see the amount of mortality rates, that really shocked me for an advanced country like US. Probably
Mm.
why were they a little bit casual in understanding or gauging things when they had to do it much earlier than what they did finally. But as far as one thing is concerned, Srini bhai, like lockdown is one thing which is being followed by the entire world. But like when you are in a state of lockdown right now in the New York City, how are you managing your things like your daily needs and your other
Mm.
necessities? Since I think you're not in a position to drive out or something. How are you managing your daily
Actually, the funny part is compared to, I mean, it's basically strictly enforced. Basically, what is happening in terms of with respect to New Jersey, what is happening is there is a curfew from 8 p.m. You're not supposed to go out after
Okay.
8 p.m. So,
Okay.
essential, like taking a walk or even going for groceries is not stopped. Any social
Mm-hmm.
gathering, of course, is stopped. You cannot go in groups or anything. And when you
Mm-hmm.
go into a grocery, many of the grocery stores, interestingly, what they have done is they have kept the doors closed as far as customers go. You can go to the entrance. You can actually order online. You can go
Mm-hmm.
to the entrance, give the card, and some personal will come take your card or take your cash. Go in, get your stuff, give it to you outside, and then you can get it back, put it in your car, and come back. So you cannot go
Mm-hmm.
into shops. Some of the shops they have kept it open, but then they say that you cannot only one from a family, or even if you
Mm-hmm.
come in, maintain the 6 feet distancing between people. So even when you're standing in line, or even when you're going to any aisle to pick up things, you're supposed to maintain that 6 feet distance. So that has
Mm-hmm.
been done. So what I have done personally is I've really restricted going out. So
That
it's
that's good.
interestingly what happened is, I mean, it's a personal thing.
Mm.
Early on I had some of the symptoms that is common to a flu or a thing, and I wanted to play it very safe. I had a low grade fever with some body pain, and it consistently happened for a few days.
Oh.
So then the news came out that 25% of the people have very mild symptoms or no symptoms, and they
Mm.
pose actually the biggest danger when these guys go out, because unknowingly they're going to spread things. So that
Absolutely.
actually, more than anything, I mean, realistically there was a bit of a scare. Oh, do I have it like everybody else? You get that
Mm.
scare. But then,
Yeah.
given that I'm not as old and I'm not in that quote unquote vulnerable section of the population, there was some optimism saying that, hey, even if I have it, it's just a matter that will probably go away, like for most of the people it does. And today that is the most interesting thing.
Mm.
I'll come back to that later. So basically, that's the reason I really clamped down on my personal going out personally for my errands and all that.
Mm. Mm.
So what I did was, basically, once you get, and since that advantage and disadvantage, of course, is that I'm alone at this point.
Right.
So my needs were not as much. So if I get some few
Right.
things, I just kept it simple in
Mm.
respect to the cooking and all that. So I just do one dish and basically, keep a low profile, don't go out. So on an average, I go out like once in 10 days now.
Mm.
So that's
Mm.
a time I just go and come.
Mm.
Um, so that's the way I've been. I mean, personally, I know that many other people are in the same shoes. They don't go out as much. I mean, there is a talk that even going to a grocery and all that, it poses its own dangers. So it might be best to avoid such situations.
Mm.
Given that, that again comes back to the fact that there is not much testing available at this point.
Mm.
So I think it would have been nice if to just to if widespread testing is people who've been infected once and probably they are more resilient to it or they're immune to it. The problem again is this virus, like you said, it's a very novel one, it's a very new one. So even if
Mm.
the person has been infected, what are the chances of reinfection? What is his or her immunity levels is not really known. So
Mm.
I
Mm.
think it needs a little time. Even forget about even getting a vaccine, which is more far ahead, but even getting to the behavior. There is also
Mm.
an interesting thing which I read. There is a thing that the warmer climates is going to be a hindrance. I think
Mm.
there is a lot of empirical proof, like a lot of observed proof, like you call it, like countries like India, Indonesia, which are
Mm.
traditionally very warm. Those countries are less affected than the colder countries. That would
Mm.
offer a glimmer of hope, as even for the US, because
Mm.
the coming months, at least after this month, May, especially June, July, August, are going to be pretty warm.
Wow. Right.
It's
Right.
going to be pretty warm. May will be pleasant. I mean, again, May is kind of those. And this month also, even though my another sore thing is they keep changing the time, and it's not it still feels like winter. Although there are some blooms and all that, I'll just send pictures of it. Very beautiful blooms that came out. But
That's
yeah,
right.
the silver glimmer. Long story short is, I think if you get those warmer climates and it goes down, but then there is also the bleak thing that you will probably see a resurgence come, especially in a country like this where the summers tends to be small, winters are bigger,
Mm.
if it
Mm.
comes back. But then I'm hoping that number eight, the testing, we have more number of tests. I mean, testing is freely available. And the second thing is, yeah, we with all these things that are practiced in these initial things, it may not be as bad. The second wave may not be as bad, and we can just practice maybe isolated what do you call distancing, isolated I mean, places where pockets of places where you can practice this stricter isolation.
That's good. I mean, yes, more of a social distancing will always help. And yeah, I like another thing which I just wanted to know. I mean, like
Mm.
there is as a result of this dangerous position which the whole world is in, and we are seeing that a lot of job losses are happening here and there. But
Mm.
I was just curious and concerned, just to find out if you're safe on that part. Like, hope
Oh,
you're able to, sustain the job, and then you're safe on that ground. So
yeah,
I hope.
that's a. Mm. Yeah,
Hope.
basically, that's a good question, Sriram. So basically, what happened was, I was in India during December, right, and I came back
Yeah,
in January. So
right.
at that time, I had interviewed, and I got a position of a product manager in one of the sister concerns of United called Rally. They
Right.
actually they were looking for people from the Midwest region like Minnesota or Chicago. I
Right.
guess they did not find someone, and because my experience in this kind of portfolio, they agreed to take me even though I'm in New Jersey,
Right.
saying quote unquote that I'll be a remote employee. I took it with some hesitation, given that it is always there's a belief that it's better to have that face to face interaction with the people that you work with, and especially the immediate team. If you are
Mm.
in the same office, that really helps.
Mm.
Well,
Mm.
I mean, I guess in the end it kind of worked out, and since I was remote, I'm still remote. Uh,
Mm.
but as far as being in touch, this company has most of its meeting in Google Hangouts, which allows
Right.
you for video conferencing.
Right.
It is only, of course, still only a next substitute for for a face to face or being in the office. But given that the whole country is now remote, I
Right.
guess I'm as connected to others as everybody has to each other in that same office. So ironical,
That's
but at least I mean, since my position was anywhere remote, I mean, I do have a United office where I can go if I needed in New Jersey, but of course, nobody in that works in, I mean, my immediate team. But
right.
given unquote, I'm still considered a remote employee, so that did not immediately have an impact. But
Mm.
again, future is unknown. Like you said,
Mhm.
the more the bleak picture is, the more the shutdown goes on. There could
Yes.
be impacts to many people like me or anyone where it is. I mean, I guess the only what happens is as businesses try to thin down, they might try to cut their reduce their running expenditures and things like that. But I'm just
Mhm.
hoping that uh, I guess it will be. It's not as bad, given that warmer months
Mhm.
are coming, and maybe in a few weeks from now things will be kind of at least going back slowly
Slowly
to
back.
normal, back to
That's
normal.
that's very good, Srinivai. In fact, yes, I'm really happy today that at least I could get to talk to you today and try to find out how safe you've been, how you've been managing things. And I really hope that the coming days brings in a lot of cheer and a change which the world is looking at. I know that it's not going to be the same world anymore because there's going to be a global change everywhere. But I really hope that the economy comes back to normal, though it's going to take a while for that to happen. And I only wish things in the US also improve and you stay safe, you stay healthy, and I hope you're able to keep in touch with your family on a regular basis from there, as they would be equally worried too.
Yeah, that's true.
So yes, very happy to get in touch with you today, and good that I'm seeing you safe. I'm seeing you confident as always, and I wish the same feel continues. And we'll shortly catch up once again, and hopefully by then we will have a better position to share with you.
Sure, Shriram.
So thank you
Really,
so much, Srinivai.
yeah, absolute pleasure talking with you, Shriram. Thank you so much,
Yes,
and it's great opportunity to put our feelings and thoughts across, and hopefully
yes,
others can do the
yes,
same.
Srinivai, and stay safe, stay healthy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Thanks, Shriram. Bye.
Srinivai. Goodbye for now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bye.
see you later.
Bye.
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 Yeah, bye.